Good evening. Welcome to the Tennessee Smokies Win Insurance postgame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. Locally owned and operated, Win Insurance has delivered quality insurance solutions to individuals and businesses in Tennessee. Win Insurance is a one-stop shop for your insurance needs, offering homeowners auto and business insurance coverage. Contact their Knoxville office today at 865-694-4074 or stop in and see them in Franklin Square right off Kingston Pike. Tonight, the Smokies battered the Barons 12-1 behind a single-game season-high 5-team home runs and a defensive masterclass. We now recap tonight's dominating 11-run Smokies win with box score and highlights. In the top of the first inning, Smokies starting pitcher and ace of the rotation, Jordan Wicks, retired the Barons down in order on 9 pitches, including a backwards K on Eloy Jimenez. In the bottom half, Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson struck out the Smokies down in order, all swinging on 18 total pitches. Smokies leadoff man Andy Weber struck out on 8 pitches, and both Luis Vasquez and Owen Casey on 5 pitches. Strikeouts can be a pitch count burner, and they proved to be tonight for Thompson. To the top of the second, after a leadoff single from Xavier Fernandez, Yoelqui Cespedes grounded into a force out, and just like Fernandez, he would have a brief stay on first base. On a 2-1 pitch to Tyler Nesley, Smokies catcher Caleb Knight threw out Cespedes, trying to steal second base. Wicks then struck out Nesley to end the half inning, facing the minimum of 3 batters. To the home half of the second, the first 2 Smokies were retired, but Nelson Maldonado hit a 2-out, 2-strike single, which was followed by a Cole Roederer full-count walk. And with runners on first and second with 2 outs, Bradley Beasley hit an inning-ending groundout. We were scoreless after 2, but Smokies hitters made Matthew Thompson work hard for his outs as he threw 24 second-inning pitches. The fatigue factor would soon come into effect. To the top of the third, Wicks retired the Barons down in order for the second time, this time on 12 pitches, including a 6-pitch K against Moises Castillo. In the home half of the third, Smokies' 9th batter Caleb Knight led off with a 4-pitch walk, and then Andy Weber singled. Both runners later advanced on a wild pitch. With runners on second and third and nobody out, Luis Vasquez looked to put the Smokies on the board.
Runners at second and third after the wild pitch. Here comes the offering home. Swing, line drive, base hit. That's in the left center field. Knight scores. Weber went back to second, and look at him hustling for second base, and it's Vasquez who takes advantage of a fielding mistake by the Barons. No one covered second, and he takes the base. It was a knock-in to left center field, and because it was a line drive, Weber was going back towards second to avoid being doubled up instead of going to third to score, and he would have scored easily. Well, then no one covered second base, and Vasquez quickly noticed that, and he sprinted there, and now the Smokies have runners at second and third, a 1-0 lead.
2 pitches later, Owen Casey grounded out, and it scored Weber from third to give the Smokies a 2-0 lead. And 2 pitches later, Pablo Aliendo kept the Smoky bats hot.
0-1 swing, line drive. Fair ball! Down into the left field corner. Vasquez is going to score, and Pablo in the second base with an RBI stand-up double, and the Smokies lead them 3-0 in the third.
This was Aliendo's 9th double of the season, but it wasn't his only extra base hit of the game. The next 2 batters were taken care of, but not before the Smokies scored the first 3 runs of the game on 3 hits, 1 walk, and a wild pitch. To the top of the fourth, for the second straight inning and third time So far tonight, the Barons went down in order, this time on 14 pitches, including a 5-pitch K against the leadoff man, Jose Rodriguez. In the bottom of the fourth, Thompson had a 1-2-3 inning of his own on 13 pitches, including a 6-pitch K against Beasley. Through 4 innings, Smokies starter Jordan Wicks had 49 pitches, while Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson had 25 more with 74. In the top of the fifth, the Smokies led 3-0, but not for long. Xavier Fernandez did this on the first pitch of the inning.
Fernandez jolts the first pitch he sees in the deep right field, and Fernandez, for the third consecutive ball game, has left the yard. A solo shot here in the fifth inning. That will get the Barons on the scoreboard and make it a 3-1 ball game.
That'll be the only run the Barons scored tonight. The next batter, Yoelqui Cespedes, walked on a full count pitch, and somehow Jordan Wicks only needed 3 more pitches to retire the Barons. Nestlany grounded into a double play, and then Taylor Snyder grounded out to end the top of the fifth, qualifying Jordan Wicks for the win. In the home half of the fifth, all 9 Smokies came up to bat. After Andy Weber's leadoff single, the shortstop and our player of the game, Luis Vasquez, took a chance on the first pitch he saw.
Vasquez gives this baby a ride, high and deep to right center. Forget about it. 2-run shot by Vasquez, and the Smokies break this thing wide open in the fifth.
This gave the Smokies a 5-1 lead, and 3 pitches later, Owen Casey broke out of his slump.
Casey hammers into deep right. You can't salute goodbye. Watch this baby fly. Back to back.
The Smokies ahead 6-1. Thompson recorded his first out, striking out Aliendo on 3 pitches, but proceeded to walk B.J. Murray. Then it was Nelson Maldonado up to bat, and the hits just kept on coming.
2-2 is swung on. This ball's drilled high and deep down the line. It is out of here. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 home runs for Tennessee in the fifth inning.
3-2.
The lead was 8-1 for the Smokies. This proved to be the final straw for Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson. Barons manager Lorenzo Bundy made a call to the bullpen for Vince Vanelli. In 4 1/3 innings pitched, Thompson allowed 8 earned runs on 8 hits, including 3 fifth-inning home runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Roederer singled off Vanelli for the 5th Smokies hit in the 5th, but Vanelli took care of the next 2 Smokies batters to finally put an end to what was a 5-run 5th for the Smokies. If you're obsessed with the number 5, you may have jumped out of your seat while listening to that. In the top of the 6th, Jordan Wicks retired the Barons down in order on a hat trick of groundouts. And in the home half, Barons reliever had a promising start to the bottom of the 6th. Vanelli, he flew out Weber on the first pitch in the bottom of the 6th. Vasquez then struck out swinging, but it got past the catcher Fernandez, so Vasquez reached on a drop third strike, and 6 pitches later, the Canadian crusher was hungry for more.
Swing and a high fly ball in left field. Norman back to the track. He turns around, and so long! Owen Casey with a home run. First row of the deck, and he's standing at second base. But the big man just went deep. The air raid sirens continue to rain down on Smoky Stadium as the baseballs leave the park. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's now 10-1 Smokies.
A 9-run lead wasn't enough for the next batter, Pablo Aliendo.
Now the 1-2. Swing, fly ball, right field. Back on Slotnick. He's at the track. There she goes! opposite field blast. It's 11-1 Smokies.
The Smokies went back-to-back in back-to-back innings. B.J. Murray then hit his team-leading 13th double of the season, but Benelli retired the next two Smokies batters to end the inning, but not before the Smokies added 3 more runs on a pair of homers. To the 7th inning, prior to the start of it, the Smokies made a call to the bullpen. Luke Little came in to pitch for Jordan Wicks, who had a stellar outing. In his 37th career minor league start, Wicks recorded his longest career outing in 6 innings pitched. Wicks allowed 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts on just 70 total pitches. Little walked his first batter faced, but then Smokies shortstop Luis Vasquez did what he's been doing all season long.
1-2. Swing, grounded, diving stop. Vasquez again to second for 1, to first. Oh, baby! There's the play of the year. Luis Vasquez just stole a hit away from Womack, and to add insult to injury, they turn it into a double play. He dove to his right, got it to Weber, and then Weber's relay to first in time. They can't do wrong tonight.
Sports Center called, and they want Luis Vasquez clips immediately. Fernandez then flew out to take us to stretch time. Little faced the minimum of 3 batters in the 7th. Then after Take Me Out to the Ball Game, the Barons made a pitching change. Hunter Dollander replaced Vince Finelli on the mound. Dollander greeted Beasley with some chin music. As he was hit by a pitch on the mouth, Beasley was taken out of the game. We hope all is well with Mr. Beasley. Zach Davis came in to pinch run for him. Caleb Knight singled, and then Andy Weber clinched his second 3-hit game of the season.
11-1 Smokies in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swing, line drive. That's a base hit, right field. Davis scores. Knight to third, and it's 12-1.
Vasquez flew out into a double play, but Casey singled for his 3rd hit of the night, and then Aliendo grounded out to end the inning, which took us to the 8th. Prior to the start of it, Hunter Biggie replaced Luke Little on the mound. Cespedes hit a leadoff single, but Biggie Smalls proceeded to retire the next 3 Barons to end the top of the 8th. Then in the bottom half, for the first time since the 1st inning, the Smokies went down in order. To the top of the 9th inning, prior to the start of it, Carlos Guzman came in to pitch for Biggie. Guzman retired his first 2 batters faced, and then down to the final strike of the game, Alsander Womack was up to bat for the Barons.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Fastball came up and in with it. And Womack strikes out, and the ball game's over. And the Smokies win it. Final score, 12-1. What do you say?
Final score, Smokies 12, Barons 1. The Smokies scored 12 runs on 15 hits, no errors in the field. The Barons scored 1 run on 4 hits, no errors in the field. The winning pitcher for the Smokies is the starter Jordan Wicks. He improves to 4-0 on the year with a stellar 2.40 ERA. The losing pitcher was the Barons starter Matthew Thompson, and he drops to 1-5 on the year with a 5.79 earned run average. In tonight's 12-1 win, 5 Smokies recorded multi-hit games, including 3-hit games from Owen Casey and the leadoff man, Andy Weber. The Smokies also had a clean sheet in the field for the 6th consecutive game since committing an error in 3 straight games. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a Southern League and Chicago Cubs scoreboard update, the Swans Arena catch of the game, and a preview of tomorrow night's contest. More Smokies baseball coming up next. Welcome back to the Tennessee Smokies Win Insurance postgame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. It's time for a Southern League scoreboard update as we take a look around the Southern League. And the other Southern League North Series, the Chattanooga Lookouts, who are currently one game back from the first place Smokies, have won the first two games over the Rocket City Trash Pandas, both in extra innings and come from behind fashion. Tonight, the Lookouts lead the Trash Pandas 5-4 in the bottom of the second. The Trash Pandas have a runner on first with 2 outs and Jeremiah Jackson up to bat. To the Southern League South, the Southern League best Pensacola Blue Wahoos took game 1 over the Mississippi Braves 7-1 on Tuesday night, but Mississippi won it in walk-off fashion yesterday 2-1 on a Tyler Tolve single that scored Luke Waddell in the bottom of the 10th. Pensacola leads 6-2 going into the bottom of the 9th. The Blue Wahoos scored 3 runs in the top of the first and have never surrendered the lead, and they are 3 outs away from defeating Mississippi. And lastly, in the other Southern League South Divisional Series, the Montgomery Biscuits, who were shut out by the Biloxi Shuckers 4-0 opening night, bounced back with a 7-3 win yesterday behind 4 runs in the final 2 innings. They lead the Shuckers 14-4 in the bottom of the 9th. They are 1 out away from securing the win. The Biscuits scored 3 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th. Another big night late for the Biscuits offense. Tonight, they have scored 14 runs on 17 hits, and every Biscuit in the order has recorded a base hit, including 6 multi-hit games. This has been a Southern League scoreboard update. It's now time for a Chicago Cubs scoreboard update. We're at Wrigley Field. The New York Mets are giving it to the Chicago Cubs. They lead the Cubbies 10-1 in the top of the 8th inning. That has been a Cubs scoreboard update. Now we present our Swans Marina catch of the game. Swans Marina and Campground is located on beautiful Douglas Lake in Dandridge. A peaceful and scenic resort awaits you and your loved ones. Founded in 1943, Swans Marina is one of the oldest marinas in the area. For the first time in Swans Marina catch of the game history, it came on the first pitch of the game.
Jordan Wicks eyes the sign, and 37% ideal humidity. He delivers, and there's a line drive to the first baseman, Maldonado. And with cat-like reflexes, over to his glove side left, he snares it out of midair, and there's the first out of the game on the very first pitch. My goodness.
I know my parents are listening in Florence, Italy, and there is their next trip. It's planned to Swans Arena and Campground. They've got to get there. It's now time for a preview of tomorrow night's game. First pitch will be at 7 p.m. Eastern at Smokies Stadium. We now take a gander at Game 4's starting hurlers. It's a battle of the Southpaws. Smokies will send the left-hander DJ Hers to the mound. He is 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA through 3 starts. And for the Birmingham Barons, the starter will be the left-hander Garrett Shanley. He is 1-5, just like his buddy Matthew Thompson, and with a 5.67 ERA through 8 starts and 1 relief outing. Hers is yet to face Birmingham in 2023, but he made 2 starts against the Barons last season. On July 29th of 2022, Hers recorded his first career Double-A win against the Barons. In 5 innings of work, he allowed 1 earned run on 1 hit, which was a solo homer, 2 hit batters, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Only 51% of his 78 pitches were strikes, but he found a way to record the win. As for Garrett Shanley, in 2 outings versus Tennessee this season, he is 0-1 with a even 4 ERA. In his last start against the Smokies on April 26th, Shanley allowed 4 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 hit batters, 3 walks, 2 wild pitches, and just 2 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched of a loss. This will be Shanley's first start at Smokies Stadium since opening day. Tonight, the Smokies improved to 23-19 with the 12-1 win, and the Barons dropped to 14-28. With the win, the Smokies hold on to their slim first-place lead in the Southern League North. Until then, from Mick Gillespie and Rich G. Giuliano at Smokies Stadium, I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. Have a great rest of your night. Smokies dominate the Barons.